Hello friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Blades of Exile. At last we have a boat again, and can explore. In fact, I did a tiny bit of exploring off-screen because I didn't want to stop playing for the night. And I found a little something on this ledge here. Unfortunately, it does me no good whatsoever. So we shall keep rowing around the cave wall. And in so doing, recover a decent amount of health and spell points. Yeah, Pinky has the silver ring of regeneration. That's why she's got so many more hit points than everybody else now. Let's even that out a bit. Also, let's cast a little bit of... No, not Cure Disease, Restore Mind. Fortunately, Fluttershy was not sufficiently dumbfounded to lose level 3 priest spells. AJ, how many times did you get hit? It doesn't matter much because AJ only has level 2 priest spells to begin with. I kind of want to see... Well, Twilight is dumbfounded and looks unable to cast anything above level 4, but I don't know how much of that is because most of these are combat only. Well, Flight isn't. I'm sure I can't cast that while I'm in a boat. Regardless. Hello, Garnet. Alright then, moving right along. Well, I can go to the north, or I can investigate whatever's over here. As you row your barge into this underground lake, darkness envelops you. Snaky tentacles of shadows slide up the sides of your craft and envelop you. It's as if the darkness is a palpable living thing, so persistent is its advance. Huh. Well, I have saved pretty recently, and we've still got roughly a week to rescue Fort Cavalier, so I'm sure we're fine. I'm sure we're fine exploring all the nooks and crannies. That one is not a passage, okay. Hello, I see a tower. Island of Shadows. Intriguing. Lair of Kasser Bok. Wow, so there is a Bok in these waters. Well, if it's Island of Shadows, will Long Light even do anything? Yes, actually. Also, I entered from the north, and it put me in this corner instead. I guess that's the only entrance. Well, I'm not getting attacked immediately. Enter to meet the mighty Kasser Bok. Only one may approach the majesty. Enter portal to be blessed. Cloak check. How considerate. So I guess we could take some robes and razor discs if we want to. That feels a little rude, though. Another cloak check. Seems Kasser Bok is expecting more Vanatai visitors than human, which, fair enough. When you try to get close to this portal, you find that only the nearest person can approach unimpeded. Everyone else in your group is held back by invisible hands. A little experimentation reveals that the portal will only let one of you close to it. Whoever enters this place will have to do so alone. Well, let's pick Twilight Sparkle as my representative. One of you steps inside the portal. There's a brief moment of vertigo, and you find yourself in a different place. Right on the other side of the wall. Kasserbach does seem reasonably well set up to have guests. Okay. And get more Vanatai accessories. And some candles. And some crystals that don't weigh anything and aren't marked as not mine. Oh, but Twilight can't actually carry anything. Maybe Twilight can cast and identify. Oh, these crystals are just plain crystals. And those are also ones that have 0 weight, so maybe Kasserbach is not leaving the piercing crystals out for just anyone to take. Oh well. You enter the hall of Kasserbach. He, or she, or it, or they, or whatever pronouns they feel like using, is a crystal soul. These are the most sacred beings of the Vanatai people. They're gods for all practical purposes. They are the physical form of the spirits of their most valued ancestors. Normally, they are kept at the heart of Vanatai lands, in order to protect them from all harm. Yet, this crystal soul is here, far away from Vanatai lands, isolated in this chilly tomb. This treatment would normally be unthinkable to the Vanatai. You wonder why it's out here. You hear a gentle voice in your head, making itself felt inside your mind. The crystal soul says, "I am Kasserbach. Welcome to my home. Please, approach my glory." Well, I remember in Exile 2 there was another crystal soul that was not kept with all the others. So some crystal souls do get their very own castles or what have you, if they're a little less sociable or more unstable. Some crystal souls may in fact be guarding other important things, like resting chambers. You come face to face with Kasserbach. Well, face to crystal anyway. It is a beautiful, flawless blue crystal, about 18 inches long. Brief flashes of light and energy bounce back and forth inside it. You think you can see that it's vibrating slightly. Its voice sounds out inside your mind. You hear its words as if they were your own thoughts. It's quite disconcerting. Welcome. I am Kasserbach. I spend my years here, living in quiet contemplation. Why else would the living Vanatai have remade me in this form, except to think for them, and to serve them and obey them in their wishes? You detect a slight agitation in the mental voice. It makes your head hurt slightly. But no matter. You are in my presence now, and I am glad. My agents have followed your progress through the caves with great interest. You have been very useful to others. I have a mission I wish to give you. Complete it, and you will be rewarded. I wonder if that dialogue changes if we haven't done any missions to help other beings. If that's even possible to get this far without doing so. There is a Vanatai outpost hidden to the north. I want you to take a message to them. I wish you to tell them I wish to rejoin my people. The outpost is hidden, but I can help you find it. If you carry this message and return this response to me, I will give you the Crystal of Purity. The Crystal of Purity is a valuable artifact for magical research. Very valuable. You should be honored I would ever think of giving you such a thing. Okay, cool. Once I was a mighty warlord for the Vanatai. Then I died, and was remade in this form. I was a great warlord, and won many victories, but was then remade in this form, to sit and obey orders instead of give them. There were disagreements, difficulties. That is why I am glad you are here. Glad. I see. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected a warlord type to be made into a crystal soul. That seems to be an honor more for magical specialists or diplomatic leaders. But then, I'm hardly an expert on Vanatai culture. A raspy chuckle saws through your mind. Not all beings can always agree with all beings. Truth. That is why I decided to live apart from my people for a while, in order to rethink my place among them. That is why I wished your presence. Okay, I think that's all I can get from him. And long light is effective, but it seems to be running out faster than I expected. Honestly, given the description of the lake and the island, I'm kind of impressed it's done as well as it has. When you step on this room, your lips feel slightly numb for a moment. Nothing else happens. Okay. Wonder what that was all about. Okay, and these are just crystals on pedestals. They're not anything I can interact with. To the chambers of the crystals. Am I even allowed to go here right now? This portal has very little energy coursing through it. It isn't able to take you anywhere. Okay, so probably we complete the mission and then Casterbach will activate the portal. This portal has been placed here to reunite you with your party, if you're done here for now. And I am. Also, yes, the Identify spell did identify everyone else's stuff while I was separated. Very good. Now I've got a Wand of Charming to... Well, no, it wasn't a Wand of Charming that I lost. I had a Scroll of Charming and probably still do. Yes. I'm just a tiny bit salty about losing a bunch of wands, but I'll be fine. So I'm sure there's other stuff to see there, but we will see it later. Okay, just a little corner of nothing. Oh boy, another worm, just in case we needed more meat. The ceiling in this passage is very loose and unstable. As you pass, a few chunks of it obligingly fall on you. You try to spot signs of other loose rocks, but you don't know what to look for. Ow. Darn, apparently I don't have enough ranks in luck or some sort of lore. Oh no, more falling rocks. I've reached the world's edge. Oh no. More ouchies. Some mushrooms? Seriously, was there any point to coming down here? Jeff, why you gotta do this to me? the end of this passage, you find the wall is covered with massive clumps of lichen. You almost give it up as a dead end and turn back, until you notice a peculiar design on one exposed section of wall. Looking closer, you see that there's more here than just wall and lichen. There's a door. It's mostly concealed by lichen, but it's a door nonetheless. The design you saw was a carving of a dragon. The door is covered with them. You try to open the door, but it's locked. You find a handle and a keyhole, choked with lichen. Unfortunately, you don't have the key. Your best efforts don't budge the door. You leave. Aw. I do not have the dragon key in this timeline. That's the one we get from finding some ice drakes in the horrible dark maze. Mayhaps I need to do another playthrough of this scenario. Either that, or see if one of the editors can get a special item into my inventory. Hee. Okay, that way lies more progress. Progress must always be secondary to exploration. Interesting. These tunnels are very similar to the tunnels you've been wandering through for the last few days. There's only one big difference. The walls, floors, and even the ceiling are covered with a thin layer of slime. It must have taken years to cover all these miles of tunnels with slime, top to bottom. These passages must have all kinds of icky creatures in them. I think I need to recover a little more health before or if I explore that. Oh no. Okay, apparently I can't really do anything here either. Darn it. And yes, Rarity, I think, is a little better at the healing spells than Fluttershy. That's what more intelligence and more levels of priest spell will get you. Also, was I able to ask about that Vanatai Enclave and where they're hidden? Because I didn't really get many details about that. You are starting to take free passage down this river a little bit for granted. Sure, there were rapids and falls, but no places where creatures were actually preventing you from passing. Until now. A fortress has been built here, spanning a narrow region of the river. The river passes underneath. You can take your boat inside, but you can't be sure they will let you pass. You look up onto the ramparts of the fort and see several troglodytes pacing back and forth on patrol. When they spot you, they laugh and make certain hand gestures. So much for a warm welcome. Your Broken Fang Clan. Yeah. Okay, so if we want to proceed farther north, we're going to have to fight our way through a fort full of troglos. Let's go see what's down the other path I have yet to explore. At least rocks aren't falling on my head here. Slime might be dripping, but no rocks. To the east you can see a narrow path. It leads around a large forest of stalagmites and into a fort. The fort is built over a narrow part of the river, blocking it. Ah, but I can enter sneakily. Interesting. You are only given 3 weeks to reach Fort Cavalier. You're very close to running out of time. If you don't complete the za-khazi run in the next day or two, all may be lost. Best hurry. I'm working on it. Unfortunately, worms. Spiny worms and a big old dark worm. Ooh, I can hit everybody here. I can use so many of my spell points. Oof, one bite is very poisoning. Weak skill potion? As a random drop? What? Maybe fighting you is worthwhile? Aw, they fled. Well, I guess we know what made these tunnels so slimy. Hello? Wormy Hollow. Well, doesn't this sound delightful? Hi there. I'm sorry, 99 damage? Oh dear. Also paralysis touch, but I resisted that. Wow, I do not like you. So you get to do massive poison damage to me, and I do 4 poison damage on you. Probably somewhat more poison damage now, if you live that long. Stop that. One of the massive pale worms blocking your entry into these tunnels has just fallen. There's more! Yay! I assume there's more? Unidentified short sword and cursed greatsword. Eh. Doing this in combat mode does make it a little harder to suss out possible secret passages. Hey. Guess who's still blessed and hasted? Also, is it just me, or do the 2 tiny little pixel dots here look like tiny beady eyes? If so, that is very amusing. Okay, let's not waste all of our lightning rods. let's do summon another ruby skeleton buddy. Okay, this is going to require a little something something. Not enough range for death arrows. Here. Scry monster. Also, those beady pixel eyes that I was mentioning only show up on one of the worms, not both of them, so maybe that's an artifact from the swamp or something. But it's so much fun to imagine these horrible worm creatures with tiny little beady eyes. Anyway, they're magic resistant. They are not immune to fire, cold, or poison. They do have a paralysis touch that I've been successfully resisting so far. Huge bricks of health, though. And skill, and morale, and attack. So we're going to nerf them a little with a curse all. Summon another fiery friend. And start using regular cure poison. Because Rarity won't be able to revive everyone forever. Only a handful of damage, but it can add up. Maybe I should go ahead and do another revival. Pity that I don't have any other ranged attacks or items on Rarity. Oh. I picked up an extra smoky crystal somewhere. Hooray! Fluttershy has a scroll of charm. I don't know that it will do me a whole lot of good against these things. Fireball only does so much when the enemies are 4-tile monstrosities. Slow group, and Wall of Ice. Haven't used that one for a while. Another of the massive pale worms has just fallen. Fire, equip a missile, right. Oh no, if only I had a few wands with kill spells on them. At least I do have 2 of the walking fireballs that are ruby skeletons. Yay. Just send my mages out exploring, why not? Okay, that's everyone in this chamber, I think. Ooh, magic helm. And a mystery wand. Shield could be good, could be very mediocre. Right, explored that already. Oh no, poison fungus. Oh no, bottlenecked. Eeh. I like hitting 30 damage with one hit. Okay, more of you. Yeah, I thought that might have been a mistake. Okay, some of them are spore beasts, some of them are shamblers. That's why they're taking more hits. I hope at least some of you are enjoying watching this journey through horrible slimy tunnels. Ah, crap. AJ's out of AP because she's too webbed. Dope. Okay. Need to regroup a bit. Worth doing a revive spell. I think it is worth doing at least one. Several massive piles of leaves, moss, and muck at the south end of the cavern shift, heave, and begin to move towards you. At least that's what you think is happening, until you see the pairs of long eye stalks. One of them hawks a glob of powerful, acidic spit in your direction. They're giant slugs! Arg! It just gets even worse. Well, everyone except Twilight and also AJ are getting direly low on spell points. So much acid. Oh, also, I wanted to see just what the Brew of Battle does. Curse or bless user. Okay, no healing, but presumably I am very blessed now. Ow. Look at all these potions that Twilight doesn't actually need. Yep, put my primary healer in melee range. That's a great idea. $89 acid damage? Eek! I must take the most horrible of vengeance upon you, then. Half tempted to give Fluttershy the invulnerability potion so that the acid won't do any damage for a while. In fact, maybe I will do that. Yeah, I think maybe I'll turn Fluttershy invulnerable for a few turns. Okay, what's up next? Dead end? Ow, jeez. I might need to reload. Because Flutter's just got super dissolved by all the acid. Hello? My ruby skeleton done found something. You find signs of intelligent life. There's recent construction here. a large stone wall blocking the corridor. When you get close, a concealed panel in it slides open, and a Vanatai peers out at you. "Who being you?" it asks. "What doing you here?" You respond that you have seen Kasserbach. The Vanatai looks agitated and shuts the panel. After a few minutes, a secret door opens in the wall. The Vanatai says, "Our leader is speaking with you. Be in peace, or pay much in pain." Well, you've paid much in pain just to get in here. Although the Vanatai were rather angry with Exile after it interfered with their destruction of the surface world some years before, since that time their people and yours have been in a state of uneasy truce. This has not stopped the Vanatai from creating the occasional concealed outpost in Exile lands, such as this one. Such outposts are half diplomatic stations, half dens of espionage. This may be awkward. Also, technically, Exile is occupying what maybe used to be Vanatai lands centuries ago. So, yeah, awkward is a good way to put it. The carvings in this obelisk are in many languages, including yours. Wormy Hollow Outpost. Wormy Hollow indeed. Though I guess all the worms are a good way to keep unwanted guests away. And the guards don't have anything to say. You look rather important. You meet an exceptionally tall Vanatai, so thin you're amazed it can walk. When you entered, it was writing something in a stylus on a clay tablet. "I Stahl, welcome." His competence with your tongue seems limited. "Ponder, I ponder." "Ponder, think, guide, help to people. I plan outpost seeking." "Outpost here seek no on human slith war. I guide where look, talk, think. You know. Also, I teach to people here." "I train. Command say me you train if can. I speak bad, teach good. You me train?" Ooh, we can buy training here. May have to keep that in mind for another time when Fluttershy is less dead. And yes, I left all of her stuff in the cave back there. It's fine. It won't disappear unless I leave this area. Unless I leave this particular town dungeon place thing. Which includes going up or down a level, apparently. This Vanatai has the dull eyes and chalky, dry skin that afflicts these creatures in old age. She seems lost in thought. You startle her from her reverie. "Oh, forgiveness asking. I am Iglit." She forces herself to look up at you. "I am a ponder." "Though I am of age and seem distracted, I think much of things that are happening. That is the job of a ponder, to think and contemplate and advise. This is of great importance here at this outpost. We are here to watch going on in Exile's war, and be reporting the news back to our people. I look at the information, sort it, and find what is worth telling back to them, with analyzing. But that is not important. Our commander has asked me to assist you." "Zot Irno has asked me to help you. We Vanatai always like surface supplies. You can sell things to me. Also, I can identify if you wish." Do I have anything that's unidentified? Right, I did pick up one shield. Iron chainmail is not that special. Okay, random wand and random shield. She looks at each of your items and mumbles a brief spell. "I know what all your things are being. For 20 gold each, I can say what they are." Wand of Slow. Alien Blade. And a Steel Wave Blade. Alien Blade is a rather good weapon. It is magic. It does good base damage, pretty good bonus. What it doesn't tell you here is that it is always dripping poison. Higher base damage, but less bonus than Korthrax. And the shield that one of the Dark Worms dropped is not magical at all. It is a Crude Lord shield. Okay. And it doesn't sell for very much money at all. Eh. Okay, so Iglet's main purpose here is to identify and buy things. And you look like you might be a weapon shop. There is a Vanatai warrior sitting behind the stone table, hard at work, carefully sharpening one of their long, wavy blades. He gives you a cold look when you approach. I am being Gliak. I am fighting warrior. I do not wish with you talking, but Zotirno commands me so. Zotirno is being my commander, but though he thinking humans safe to be dealing with, I not forget many of us slain by you. Many of us fought on the surface to avenge our people against the Empire. You humans slew most of them. Others forgive. I will not. I will not help you. He turns away. Okay. I am of a long line of bold fighters. Many of our line were slain by humans. Zotirno is being my... Yeah, I already read this. Okay, apparently he just will not help us, which is fair. There's a portal here to someplace. Thoroughly locked door. Thoroughly locked door and a magic barrier. Okay then. Commander's office. The fort's commander sits in his office, waiting for your appearance. He stands, bows to you, and sits again. I am Zotirno. Welcome. Do you have at least 57 precepts that you follow? I am commander of this fortress. I wanted to speak with you about your reason for appearing. You humans should not be concerned about this outpost. We are not here to spy, but to observe. A subtle difference. We are watching your war, and reporting back all the things that are publicly known. We mean you no ill. I wish to speak with you of your reason for appearing here. You said that you brought a message from Kasserbach. That is the last thing we were expecting. We could have dealt with or ignored you on our own terms, but for that. This is larger, so you must take the message to our secret leader. Secret leader. The Slith and human war is important to us. This outpost is an important tool for watching it. Thus, we have been given the greatest honor. A crystal soul is here to give us guidance. One of our greatest treasures is here to guide us in our watching. It is Pressobach. It wishes to see you. Say the word, and I will open the gate. I have given the word. The gate to the crystal soul has been opened. You may see Pressobach now. All right, then. Okay, seems a pretty standard barracks. Really? Huh. Secret passage, or I just can't get in there. Whatever. Well, this gate is now open. Very curious what's behind here. supply room. It's got some wave blades, razor discs, presumably all of very good quality, and definitely not mine to take. Also a potion. Chamber of Contemplation. Probably there's nothing hidden over here. I could use the old magic map trick. You arrive in the presence of another crystal soul. It is very different from being near Kasserbach. It's a lot more peaceful. The sense of menace and agitation is not present. You hear its gentle voice in your mind. I am Pressobach. I can speak little with you of my task. It is private. I must instead speak with you of the matter of Kasserbach. Kasserbach sent you here to tell us he wishes to return to his people. Is this correct? You say that it is. I must tell you that our response is no. It may never return. The tale of Kasserbach is a horrible one. Oh, really? When a Vanatai of great value and knowledge dies, the Vanatai seekers turn the valued one's spirit into a crystal soul, like myself, to forever guide and provide wisdom to our people. Sometimes, however, this does not happen smoothly. Sometimes, a Vanatai wants to become a crystal soul, but it is not chosen. One such being exists in an undead state in a tower crypt to the south. No, not anymore, it doesn't. Other times, the ritual of transformation is a failure. These times are very tragic. Finally, sometimes a crystal soul does not adjust well to solid form. Flaws in the personality come forth. Kasserbach is such a case. He is mad. He did not wish to guide, but to rule. He did not listen to requests, but gave orders. And when he was not obeyed, he murdered several Vanatai. Yeah, I can see why nobody wants to be around him. Those murders were shocking and unforgivable, but destroying a crystal soul is against our nature, so we banished him. He has been trying to return ever since, but he has also slain any Vanatai that came within its reach. I have advice for you, serious advice. You can go back to Kasserbach to give my message now, but I advise against it. He is mad, and may harm you when his request is refused. That is all. Wow. I don't actually have quite enough spell points to cast Magic Map. Oh well. Also, I was really hoping to find a healer here, but no dice. Unless... The Vanatai have erected a teleporter here. Being adventurers, you are immediately tempted to leap through it. It seems safe. You don't see fire or lava on the other side. I mean, I'm going to have to reload anyway because of Fluttershy. The portal gives you the wrenching, painful feeling you've come to associate with being teleported a very long distance. You emerge at the other side and come face to face with about 30 very surprised-looking Vanatai. Hey, the guards let me through. The portal must be their shortcut back to their homeland. You don't get a chance to look around, though, as they immediately grab you and throw you back into the portal. Okay, looks like maybe there is a hidden tunnel over here. But it's just a dead end because I can't, it won't get me into the Vanatai Bastion. I'm moderately certain that I won't find anything good in any of the hidden tunnels here. But again, this is a cursed timeline, so what does it matter? Yep, just dead end. Yeah. Boy, am I glad I didn't try going back to any of these tunnels to see if there was anything hidden on the end of them. Yep, nothing. This is some rather evil level design here, Jeff. Okay, so I can reload to closer to the beginning of this area, or I can reload to before I went to speak with Caster Bach. Which option shall I choose, given that I do have some limited time to work with? Find out next time. Until then, have a good one and take care, everybody.